Welcome to Knafs at Night, I'm Austin.
I'm Fitz.
And today we're talking about the OCT that's live on Kickstarter right now and why Ben would have never designed this knife.
We're gonna check out some crazy scales we got sent to us for the Baby Banter 2.
And that same person sent us some delicious snacks that we are just so excited to eat at the end of this episode. Let's go! Before we get to the OCT and Matt Fitz, let's talk about the newsletter giveaway. Subscribe to the newsletter where we give away a knife every single week. Just by being a subscriber, you're entered to win. Go to knafs.com/newsletter to sign up. And we don't have a winner from last week because we batched these up ahead of time. So definitely enter to win over there and we'll call you out next time. All right, this guy right here is Matt Fitz. He's joining us on the show today. You guys have probably seen him before in our Kickstarter videos. You may know that he's the second longest tenured Knafs employee. Is that right, Matt?
Yep.
And he also created this awesome OCT knife. So Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe tell us a little bit about the OCT.
Yeah, for sure. So technically second longest tenured employee. Jen is the only one that beats me.
Yes.
But if you include contract work,
right,
technically I'm the longest.
That's crazy.
So, which is crazy because I've only worked for Knafs for 2.5 years.
Really?
Still
That's
the
amazing.
longest.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the OCT is my first knife design. It doesn't feel like my first knife design. Like I've been working here and designing knives for a while, but it's the first one to be released.
How many knives do you think you've touched before this one, maybe?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, just throw out a number.
You've got Lander. I touched Lander 2 and Lander 3.
Okay.
Lander 4, I was a part of the development from the start to finish.
Yeah.
That was a long project.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other ones that I can't tell you the names of that are coming out soon. So it's probably in the range of 10 to 15.
Cool.
Lander 5, Lander 6.
Yeah.
Lulu, large Lulu, little Lulu, I had a big hand in. So
amazing.
Been working on a lot of stuff here.
But this is your first flying solo project.
Yes, this is the first one where it's my little maker's mark there on the blade, which is pretty awesome.
That's cool. And you just graduated college, right?
Just graduated college.
And so is this how is this tied into your college life and your experience over there?
Yeah, so we started on this project the summer between my junior and senior year. Mm-hmm. So I was most of the way through design school, was kind of figuring things out now. Yeah. Knew what I was doing a little bit more than when I first got hired on. And then my college experience is a huge part of this knife because this knife is really inspired by my time in college. Yeah. It's called the Old College Try because I designed it while in college.
Yep.
The button design is actually modeled after one of the buildings on campus at Utah State. So I saw somebody call this Ben Blue.
Yeah.
I don't think it is Ben Blue.
Is it Aggie Blue?
It's not entirely Aggie Blue.
Okay.
Like the Utah State fans would kill me if I said it was, because it's totally not.
Yeah.
But it's a little closer. It's more of a Fitz Blue, you know?
Cool.
So
tell me, I want to know more about the button. What's the building name? Like, do you know the name of the building that this is modeled after?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
what is it? I do. I mean, you guys will be able to tell I'm a huge Utah State nerd and fan. So it's modeled after the top of Old Main, which is pretty much like the landmark of Utah State. It's the biggest building. It's got a huge tower. And I found out the other day while I was looking for pictures of it for the campaign. It's the oldest academic building still in use in Utah.
No way.
So
that's cool.
Kind of a fun fact.
A little bit of history tied into that. Right on. And this knife is live on Kickstarter right now. Is that right?
On Kickstarter.
Yes. Yep. So I think, did I write it in here? Yeah. Until the 12th of September, you can go and back this on Kickstarter right now. Yep. We've got it in 3 colors, right? There's the green and blue if you want to hold those
blue,
up.
Black, and green. Yep.
The black there. So you've got 3 colors. Does not come. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. Does not come with a booster bead or anything like that.
It doesn't, but it looks really good.
It looks great. Who designed that booster bead, perhaps?
I designed the booster bead.
Interesting. Yep. Okay.
Designed originally for the Lander 4, but we're like, this thing's so cool. Like, let's do it in copper and titanium, and let's just offer it as its own product.
Heck yeah. But yeah, go back it on Kickstarter right now. This is Matt's first Kickstarter as well. He wrote a lot of the script. He was mostly the video, he's the main character in the video. So go support us over there. Sweet. Cool. And let's, before we get too far into the OCT, let's head over to the Shipshape Sharpening Shop.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to Shipshape Sharpening Shop. We've got a few things in from Sarge. He's really active on our Facebook group. First of all, we've got a Leatherman Free T4. Just sharpened up the regular blade here. These ones are kind of cool. You can use them one-handed and kind of select which tool you want. So really like these things quite a bit. So if you don't need pliers, something like this would be great for you. So, and then of course we have the Lander 3 clip point with the desert pattern on here. These were done by Alan, I believe. Just a really cool knife there. Got that sharpened up for him as well. And then this knife is the alligator knife. Not sure what it is, where it comes from, but it's cool because it has an alligator on it. So, got that sharpened up for Chris. So, back to you guys at the desk.
Love you, Keith.
Love you too, Ben.
All right, back at the desk. Thanks, Keith, for walking us through the cool stuff that's been in this week. And let's jump back into the OCT. Let's
do it.
So, Matt,
Yeah.
we talk a lot on this show about product design and what it takes to create a new product and what that process looks like. But I think it's different for everybody.
Definitely. It's
Yeah.
different for every product.
Different for every product, too. And I'm sure that as you learn more, this is your first knife. I'm sure on your 10th knife, your process is going to be completely different again.
I hope so. It's a little smoother, a little faster. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not your 10th knife, it's still your first. So tell me a little bit about your process and how you got to this beautiful finished product here. Yeah.
I mean, first of all, yes, this is my knife design. It's got my maker's mark, but it's 100% like a collaboration. Me and Ben work together on this whole thing. We work together on everything.
Yeah.
And then also I've bugged you and Keith and Matt Wheelwright and Jamie so much. Hey, check this out. What do you think? How does it feel?
I will say that's one of my favorite parts of the design process is being able to give instantaneous feedback. It is such a pleasure to be able to come into work and have someone hand you a brand new 3D print and be like, oh, I updated this line and this line. Tell me how this feels in your hand, or is it too small now, or whatever that is. So it's a really fun process to be a part of. So
I'm glad you enjoy it.
If you're going to change it, don't change that part of it, because I like being part of that.
And that's why, 3D printing and cardboard models is the best, because we can rapid prototype and work through the problems really quickly.
Yeah.
So I guess how it started, Ben, I kind of tell this story in the Kickstarter, but Ben had recently been to China, touring factories and learning more about our suppliers, and kind of came back and was like, man, we need a product line. Because if you look at our website, we have a lot of products.
Yes.
Some of those are royalty projects where it's Civivi or We or, MKM. And some of those, we just have a lot of variations on the Lander line or the Lulu line.
Yep.
We really needed a product line with a bunch of different offerings. So he was like, we need a new model. And so he came to me with the product brief, and it was basically we want a 1.9 inch blade, we want an aluminum handle, we want a Wharncliffe. I've never really even asked him why.
Really?
A Wharncliffe blade. I was just I love Wharncliffes, let's do it.
What about the why on the other things? Why a 1.9 inch blade?
I don't know if I can, on the 1.9 inch blade I can reveal. It was because of restrictive workplaces.
Right, and I think there are cities, even in the U.S., that you're not allowed to carry a pocket knife over 2 inches and stuff like
Chicago.
that. Chicago,
Boston,
maybe New York,
Yeah, you need to have it under 2.5. And then he had found out there are even some workplaces where it's under 1.9 for the blade. So we want those people to have something to carry with them.
Yeah.
And then on the aluminum handles, I don't know if I can really reveal why we did that.
Fair
but
enough.
That's a little tease of something that might
maybe
become
a story
in the
for a future one.
Yep.
Yeah. Right on. So where did you start on the OCT?
Yeah.
Are you a drawer? Where do you start with this stuff?
Yes, I love to sketch. That's honestly, I feel like I had a little bit of a leg up in college because I've always loved to draw.
Cool.
I would consider myself an artist before designer.
Cool.
It's really hard to make a living as an artist, so I chose design because it kind of had a good intersection of what I wanted to do. So I love to draw, learned how to sketch at Utah State, had some great professors. Just dove into sketching on this one.
Yeah.
Usually I make a mood board or something like that.
Okay.
I didn't really with this one, honestly, which is kind of unique. Usually we have a vibe, a lot of inspiration, but this one, the product brief was so kind of restricted, So I was like, let's just see what we can do within those limits.
Okay.
Started sketching.
Yeah. When you were sketching, what was your inspiration? How were you getting to something? Was it specifically maybe the brief, or was there other pieces of that?
I mean, I'm always inspired by knives. I had just gotten a knife that kind of had this curved handle.
Okay.
And I loved how it felt in my hand. And so the idea was to kind of emulate that in the handle. Eventually we figured out that this is too small of a knife for that handle design. So we scrapped it.
Cool.
But that was a lot of the inspiration here. Cool. I love to have symmetry. I love flowing lines. I found a lot of the time in my design, I either have a lot of straight lines or a lot of curved lines.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get a little bit away from that. You need to have straight and curved lines.
Sure.
So
Sure.
yeah, that went in the design as well.
Cool. But yeah, run us through how did it start taking shape?
So yeah, this was, I mean, I've got a bunch of sketches that we'll show here on the screen. It was a hard process. This was really tricky because of how small it is. You want it to feel good in the hand. But this was my first cardboard model. Came up with this. I really liked it. I liked the way it looked. I guess another thing I should say, I love uniqueness. I wanted this to look really unique.
Got it.
Something deep inside of me, I don't know what it is. I have to have like the shoes nobody has,
right,
or the t-shirt that nobody has. So I wanted this to be unique.
Okay.
So yeah, I went from cardboard model to 3D print.
Okay.
I knew because it was so small, we needed to do some kind of contouring.
Okay.
If this was going to just be flat scales, it wasn't going to work super great. So you can see here, I'm trying to take some lines there and make it more interesting.
Yeah.
I even played around with. This one does not have a stop pin, clearly.
There's some skeletization work there.
Yeah, played around with putting some holes in there.
Yeah.
Decided against that eventually.
Sure.
Originally, I was like, I want this to be a really lightweight knife. Similar to like the Launch 4 or something like that, that really small form factor. So thought about putting the holes in there. This is where it kind of ended up for the first proto.
Yeah.
So you can see some of the contouring in there.
Yeah.
Got the button designed. And then figured out kind of this clamshell design.
Okay.
So
you call that the first kind of official prototype, like shape at least.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's interesting. That's kind of it against the final version, which is you can really spot the differences. Yeah, once you look at them side by side. Different size is one thing that I noticed, but also of course that handle shape is a big change.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we actually. Like this one made it all the way through, and we decided we're gonna go make some samples.
Yeah. Do we have any of those? Or
this is we're doing this project with Bestech. So we had Bestech do this one.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. Like, don't get me wrong, this knife, the action is great. But carrying it and using it, passing it around, kind of realized like you need a little bit more meat. There on that handle.
Yeah, I think one thing that we found, and I know this is a different sort of prototype, but it kind of shows the same sort of, I guess I'll call it an issue, is that because your handle is narrowing all the way to the bottom, right? Your hand naturally wants to kind of follow that flow, meaning that you're kind of wanting to slip off of the knife a little bit. At least that's what I was finding as you were walking around and asking for feedback and stuff like that. That's what I noticed. So
yeah, so I don't know, this was a really hard project in that I thought I killed it on this one.
Yeah.
I was like, we're good to go.
Yeah.
This thing's going to be in production.
Yeah.
And this was 2024.
Jeez.
So I was like, it's going to be in production like spring of 25. We're good to go. And then we got the samples in and we were like, yeah, this is not going to work. The pocket clips got big issues.
How did that feel as like this is your first design, this is your first baby, and now you get these samples in and you're like really excited, but then you're like, oh, they're not actually what I was hoping for. How does that feel?
Yeah, and I mean, this one's kind of unique too, because I can show you here, originally, this one's a little rough. Originally, we prototyped with 3 different manufacturers.
Right.
So these were the first ones that came in and they kind of have a lot of problems.
Right.
So I was like trying to talk myself into, the design's great. It's just the execution.
It's a manufacturing issue.
Yeah, it's manufacturing. We'll fix it in production. We'll be good. But then like the Bestech ones came in and they were everything I could have asked for.
Yeah.
So it started to be like, okay, there's a problem with the design.
Right on.
And that's where like the relationship with Ben comes into play.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It was really hard in the moment because I was like, I just want to get this to market. Like, I think it's really great. And he was like, it's not going to work. So yeah, it was a little rough there for a minute. But once I kind of accepted that and moved on, it's like flown by. I think it's gone way better now. And we ended up with a way better end product.
Great.
So it was really good that happened.
Ben's a really passionate and like engaged person. He's a great person to work for that reason. But he also has this great saying, because he's really thoughtful, kill your darlings. Sometimes you have to kill your darlings, right? And I'm not saying that like we had to kill the whole project, but maybe your darling on this one was the skinny handle profile, right? Like sometimes it just doesn't work out that way, and we need to kill the things that we love to open up more capacity for other things that are great.
I would say my darling on this one was the unique look. Like, you can't argue that thing is unique.
For sure.
It might not, and that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
It was unique in a bad way. So it didn't work very well. The saying I thought you were going to say is, I don't hate it. Ben's known for saying, I'll show him, something I've worked on for months. He's like, I don't hate it.
I think that has become Ben's way of saying, I like this with some adjustments,
Yeah.
is maybe
Yep.
what
It can
Ben
get
says.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the right path or
don't hate
something
it.
like that. Okay, so ran into some issues with maybe the grip or the handle.
Yep.
So where did you go from there?
Yeah, so I didn't know where to go from there. I was pretty settled on the design. So started with this,
Okay.
which is like a wild looking thing. Looking back, I'm like, this is crazy. I'm glad that we didn't move forward with this.
Okay.
So just trying to make it more of a neutral grip. Really none of that contouring. And then, so Ben actually put this blue tape on there and he was like, you can't do a neutral grip on this. It's too small. You need to have some kind of choil.
Got it.
But then we were also battling, like, we didn't want to put a choil on it like the Baby Banter because, Ben already designed that knife. We don't need to make another Baby Banter. So from there, went to cardboard cutout.
Yep.
Yeah,
As
back
we
to
do
the
here at
cardboard.
Knafs.
And started like this.
Okay.
This is actually a lot shorter.
And so you've taken this tape execution and sort of added it to the handle there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of sketching you can see here in between. We'll show this up on the screen as well. There's a lot of sketching in between the blue tape model and the cardboard model.
Yep.
Trying to figure out how can I give it kind of a choil that flows and looks good.
Right.
So after that, we went back to 3D printing.
Yes.
This one's really stubby.
Okay.
It's really stubby and short, but it was kind of what we wanted.
Yeah.
It felt good. From there, 3D printed like an opening and closing model. And from there just developed it more.
That was pretty close to becoming
close.
the final design.
Yeah, this is the production 3D model, so pretty close.
Right on. What was your biggest challenge in all of these sort of iterations of this knife? Was there anything that really stumped you or held you up along the way?
Yeah, the handle was so hard.
Okay.
And we were talking about it a little bit before the show. This has a very broad blade, and I was trying to keep that originally, and then trying to redo the handle. And once I gave it more thickness back here, I was like, this is so like stubby and chunky.
Yeah.
It was ugly.
Right.
So that was a big challenge of figuring out, I need to thin it out. I need to completely change how this looks while keeping that same uniqueness,
Cool. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about the design of the knife. We talked a little bit about the specs. Talk to me a little bit more about the specs. So
Yeah,
hit me
sure.
with some materials with the blade still on this. Obviously it's got the button lock.
Yep.
But what are some other good things about it?
Yeah, so this is Knafs' first button lock ever.
That's so cool.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ben's pretty partial to crossbar locks, so I was glad that we got some differentiation in the product line.
Yeah, I think that kind of ties to you've all seen our pillow of drop built this
Drop
house
points built
or
this
drop
house,
drop
yep.
points build this house. That's an idea. We've got other ideas too, including worn clips and button locks and stuff like that. So
Yep. Yeah, so you got 14C28N blade steel, which is personally one of my favorite blade steels ever.
same.
It's like the best. I've never rusted it.
Yep.
I take a lot of knives hiking, and I'm a big guy. I'm a sweaty guy. So I can easily rust a pocket knife in my pocket when I'm hiking, and I've never rusted 14C28N.
Cool.
So I love that. It's got 6063 aluminum handle scales,
Cool.
Which is, I think that qualifies as aircraft grade. I'll have
Okay.
to check on that.
Really cool.
Contouring in the handle, it does have a reversible pocket clip.
Great.
So hopefully the lefties don't hate me too much. I really try to make them happy, but
Yeah.
every now and then you can't,
Yeah, it's tough.
So the button on the right side, sorry guys.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's got a deep carry pocket clip. It's got a integrated lanyard hole. So I think that's one of the coolest parts of this knife.
I love that. Yeah, you really showed it off here on your personal one where you
Yep.
kind of tied that together. But it's a sleek piece of design there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think actually there's kind of a funny story with that. I think that was your idea, Austin.
Oh, it could have been actually.
I think it was.
Now
'cause
that you
if
say that.
If you look at the old version,
Yeah.
I got this idea from Jens Onzo.
Yeah.
I can't remember which model it is, but he has this lanyard hole that comes through the top and then out the side.
Out the side, right.
And I'm like, that's so cool.
It is cool.
So that's what I did on this one, is it comes through the top and goes out the side. And I was trying to figure out how to make it work on that one.
Yeah.
I had it 3D modeled, and you were like, what are you doing? Just send it out the back, man. Let's keep
Man,
it simple.
That's why I love it, man. You
Yep.
make it's a fun process to be a part of for
yeah,
sure.
it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool. Well, if you guys need an OCT, if you like what you see, go back it on Kickstarter right now.
Please do.
Yeah, we're about probably by the time you see this, we're about halfway through our Kickstarter. Again, it ends
Yep.
September 12th. So you got a couple more weeks to go out and back it. What remind me? Do you know what price these are on
Yes, so
Kickstarter
these are
right now?
$75 on Kickstarter.
Okay.
We can't guarantee that that'll be the price on the website once they're released.
Correct.
With tariffs and climates changing, we never know. Hopefully that's what they'll be offered on the site for, $75. But Kickstarter will always be the best price, especially if you're an early bird.
For sure.
So.
And I think the early birds are all full up at this point. But like Matt said, you've got a guaranteed locked-in price at least until September 12th for these. So now's a great time to jump on that.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of add-ons on there as well.
Yes.
I don't know if we really told the story much in the Kickstarter, but most of those add-ons are things I designed as well. So we've got like the Bit Driver Grande, the Sancho Pry, booster beads.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
If you want to start your Fitz collection, that's where you should.
Let's go right over to Kickstarter. Awesome. Well, let's take a break there, and we're going to head on over to the Moon Crew and check out some Facebook posts. First up in the Moon Crew, we've got Joshua Schruck here. He's showing off his Jeremy Sires Lander 2. Those are hitting out in the wild. I don't know. We're filming this one a little bit ahead, so I don't know if these are still available. But as of the time recording, we still have a handful of these, but they're going quick. So
yeah, they might be gone by the time this airs.
For sure, but that's a sweet knife. How do you feel about the Jeremy Sires Lander 2? What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah?
I worked on that project, so I got to work a little bit with Jeremy. And then I just got to have some fun with the Lander 2 platform. Ben has said himself he designs vanilla knives. And so we got to put some sprinkles on this one.
It's a cool one. Yeah, it takes it very far away from Lander 2, which I think is really fun.
I think the handle scales turned out really great too.
Really good, and the texture, even just the feel on them is really, really good.
That was fun.
Cool. Next up here we have Brandon Erickson. He's got some sweet copper sort of machine textured scales there on his Lander 4 Moondust micarta, and he's got a good looking leather sheath there as well.
That's so good looking.
Yeah.
I think this is Dustin from Urban Carvers.
Yes.
He makes these awesome copper scales that have this beautiful knurling.
Yes.
I love Dustin. He's a great guy to work with.
Really cool.
These look really good.
Even his booster bead look like it's got some green patina on there. Yeah. You see that down there? That's interesting. Cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we do have the copper ones. I've never seen anybody shipwreck one.
Yes.
I want to see
We should do that.
We should do that.
Oh, that's a fun idea.
That'd be cool.
And last but not least here, we've got Richard Kent. He's got his carry today, which is a blue plaid Lander 2, giving me that kind of wintry vibe.
Yeah.
A little bit of a
cozy.
It looks like some PJ bottoms there.
Snowed in vibes,
Good. In this hot room today, I think I'm ready for winter.
Winter sounds nice.
Sounds nice right now. Awesome. Well, if you aren't already a member of the Moon Crew, head on over to Facebook and join us over there. We're almost at 3,000 members.
We just passed it.
Yeah, just past 3,000. We're at 3.0 thousand. So, congrats to us, I guess. But yeah, shout out to the 3,000 people over there. And if you aren't already in there, join over there. It's a fun group.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, super fun. Right on. Well, let's head to the mailbox next. We've got some fun stuff in the mailbox this week. So we teased this last episode, and then we teased it in the tease.
Boy.
But we've got some mail from our friend Tadakimi. Let's start with the easy stuff. Yeah. So Tadakimi, this guy is a tinkerer. I don't know what Tadakimi does for his profession, but I know that in his off time, he likes to do some 3D modeling and kind of customization on some stuff. So he sent us some of his Baby Banter 2 scales that he's been working on. He likes to add a big grip to his knives. Yes. He's done this with the Lander one as well. So he's added a big old kind of palm swell.
And he doesn't take the easy route.
No,
he's done this for the Lander 1, and the scales are available for that one. But he did it for the Baby Banter 2, which we don't offer the scales because you void your warranty if you take the scales off.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So he made a bunch of jigs. It was really fun to watch the process on the Moon Crew, kind of fitting the liners, and he reverse engineered the scales.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
really
super cool. I've said this every time we talk about Tadakimi, but I love watching his journey on there because he's not shy about saying, oh, I'm running into this issue, and I'll post about it and get comments and stuff like that. And he's like, okay, I figured out the clip. Now we're heading into this part. It needs the Peterson butt cut, as Tadakimi says. So he's a tinkerer. He loves to modify his stuff and make it himself. So excited to try these out and see how they feel on the Baby Banter
he's super cool. I've been seeing recently he's working on making these Lander 3 scales that are like 2 or 3 times the width of normal scales.
Oh yeah.
And so he's engineering all these cutouts so you can still get to the thumb stud and the crossbar. Yeah. It's really cool. They actually look super comfy.
Super fun. Yeah. He also sent us some snacks.
Yeah, this is the part of the shipment I'm not as excited about.
All right, start opening that one for us, and I will read this little note from Tadakimi. He just says, hey, Knafs Crew, thanks for making great knives. Included are stingray fins and squid tentacles. So I think we got squid tentacles there and stingray fins over here.
And they smell strong.
Wow, they really do. Yeah, this is a perfect initiation for Matt on his first episode of Knafs at Night.
Yeah, this is a little interesting. Like, I feel like Normally, when you guys have a guest on, Ben interviews, but when I come in, he's like, I'm out of here.
You know, we were talking about this on the last episode. Ben's like, guys, I don't want to eat any of this stuff today. So he's like, we're going to put this in the next episode. I don't know. Okay, well, I got to eat it either way. So let's do this thing. These actually look pretty decent.
Those, yeah, not bad.
It might be a little spicy though. Here, you want to start on that one? I'll start on this one.
Okay. I don't even know how to
Let's give it a shot.
tackle this thing.
I would take a small bite.
I'm going to take a small bite. Oh, wow. This is like
that's
like almost a full.
Oh, yeah. Break off
squid,
a little thing off of there. So
take that little piece.
That's our stingray. It actually kind of looks like, I don't know, vegetable or something like that. It's got like a hairy texture to it, you know?
This is wild, man. You can see like suction cups. Like this is a real.
Welcome to Knafs at Night, Matt. Let's do it. Here we
Okay.
go. All right. This is chewy. I will tell you that.
Same here.
This one's chewy. Give me some of those.
It does have a little bit of like a teriyaki kind of taste though.
This one kind of just tastes like fish, but it's like
Hot fish?
no, not yet.
Okay.
But I will say it's like chewing a felt pad. Is how I would describe that.
This actually, that's not too bad.
Good.
It's kind of like jerky crossed with seaweed.
I was pleasantly surprised the last time we had squid or something like that on here. But yeah, that was good.
Not too bad.
You gotta try that one.
Yeah.
It is not spicy.
Okay.
I know you're not a spice guy, so.
Oh, that's interesting.
Does it feel like felt at all?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's kind of a
Definitely
weird
does.
one. Very stringy,
This
very.
is, I'm glad that it's not too spicy because I was like, man, maybe we should be filming this at the end of the episode.
That's what he was worried about for sure. And rightly so. You never know with a mystery bag from Japan from Tadakimi. So
That could have been a lot worse though.
shout out to Tadakimi.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, man. Super fun. Thanks for making some scales and sending us some good stuff. We got to read some comments, Matt.
Let's do it.
What's going on over here? I feel like you should pair the two. So you take 1 and 3 there.
Yeah, so I saw one of these on YouTube. I've been trying to respond to as many comments as I can on the OCT. And I saw one of these, but then Jamie brought up there was another one. The first comment here we have from Eric Taylor 5704. He said, quite a handsome knife. Congratulations. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Great comment. I appreciate it. Like, you don't usually hear handsome knife, but I'll take it. And then right after that, we had Marcus Crowell, 6964, who said, why is it so handsome? Which, if it happens once, it's whatever, but
I don't know what
twice
that
is
means.
kind of funny.
What does it mean to be a handsome knife?
Is that
That'd be-
elegant?
yeah.
or-
Yeah. Does that mean it's a masculine knife? It's not pretty?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I love those comments. That is so funny.
Yeah, maybe it's masculine. I don't know. My mom loves the green one.
Oh,
So,
cool.
I mean,
Does she call it? We should ask if she thinks it's pretty.
I should ask, yeah.
Awesome. From our boy, Captain Ricky. We know him, we love him. I think it should have been called the Fitz Blitz Extreme, but I guess OCT works too. That's fair.
If you don't know, one of me and Jamie looked up the other day. One of like the first episodes of Knafs at Night, he asked the AI ChatGPT machine,
Yes.
can you come up with a name for a knife that included Fitz? And
It was the Blitz
it was a
Fitz.
good clip. So
Yeah.
go find that if you're curious.
Go watch that edit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. And last one here from Adam C. Sinks or something close to that. Yes, fifth pocket knife. That will be a win. Nice work, Mr. Fitz.
I love that comment because it's something that I try to draw attention to in the Kickstarter. So when these ship, they will ship with a clip insert for the front side and the clip side. So if you want to, you could run this knife with no clip and it slides right into a fifth pocket.
That's a great call out. And so I would assume, yes, and I can see it on this one, that the insert is not going to be reversible because it's got an angle to it. So that's why we're including the other one. But that also means you can make it a smooth body.
Yeah. Which, like, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I think the ergo's already pretty good.
Yeah.
With no clip, this thing is sweet.
All right, Matt, let's jump back into the OCT and maybe less about the OCT and more about you teased it a little bit, the other stuff that you've designed that is either on Kickstarter or is not on Kickstarter currently.
Yeah, so probably my favorite of these projects is the BitDriver Grande.
Okay.
So one of the first projects I ever worked on at Knafs was the original BitDriver.
The OG.
That's when I was still a contractor. So I was up in Logan, like, sending text to Ben like, hey, how do you think this looks? I didn't even have a 3D printer with me at the time.
No way.
So I'd like send him a file and be like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And he would print it and you're like, change that. So I really like this one because the first one was kind of a collaboration between me and Ben. This was definitely still a collaboration, but it was a lot easier, went a lot faster.
Yeah. And people love the 1/4-inch bits, so they're going to love that.
Bits are awesome.
It's a nice bearing on that one too, right?
Yeah, so we went full bougie on this
Yeah,
one.
we did.
It's got a ceramic bearing.
That's
and It's
right.
got a steel end cap. So this thing just,
So smooth.
like, we could do a time lapse. It would take a while. It just goes
It's great.
forever.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
awesome. So, and then, yeah, you got those 1/4 inch bits.
Yep.
I think it's a really good grip.
Yep. Comes with the same 6, 8, and 10 as the other one. So
8 and 10.
T6 is, yep.
Perfect for pocket knives. If you want to throw a Phillips or a flathead, I want to work on my truck with this thing. You know?
Can I point out one little piece of design that I really like that you put into this one?
Please.
So, if you are experienced with our classic style of bit driver, you'll know that these little rubber O-rings can be a little finicky, just a touch to roll up and down. And so what Matt did is when you roll this one up towards the cap, he made a little groove there so that it catches it, so that it doesn't go all the way to your cap and impede in your sort of rotation there. So that was an issue with the last one, and I think that's a nice little piece of design on this one.
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, like, when we were first designing the original one, we were like, we'll just have magnets, it'll be good. But then the bearing was so good.
Yeah, just
if
they
you
fly
spin
out.
that thing, they are a projectile.
They eject.
so
yeah.
you need that safety belt O-ring.
What else we got on the table?
Yeah, okay, so the Sancho Pry, this was launched with the Lander 5 Kickstarter.
I think both of those were, right?
Yeah, both of these were, and then you can also add them onto your OCT Kickstarter, which is kind of fun.
Cool.
This is just like a super minimal pry bar that's honestly designed to go in your wallet.
Yes.
I don't like to have a lot of things in my keys.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even like to have a lot of things in my wallet. I like a really thin wallet.
Right.
But this fits perfectly. It fits in that card slot. It's got back jimping, so if you need to really pry from back there, or if you need to pinch up there, it's got forward jimping.
Cool.
Yeah, lanyard hole.
Yeah. As someone who pries 5 things a year, like I don't really use a pry bar, this is a great option for me. I think I mentioned it before, but you know, I've used it to like scrape off stickers from our Blade Show board and get out little staples from boxes and stuff like that. So this is a great, I like this one a lot too. It's not too much is maybe how I would say it. You know, it's about what you need, which is
It's a fun addition to your EDC, and it's a pretty budget price as well.
yeah, right on. What else we got?
Yeah, so the nightstand, this is something I designed. I
prints.
don't even remember like why we did this. I think it might have been because we had started, we have a printables account where you can go online and print our scales and stuff.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have more stuff on there.
I think that is part of it, is like we just were getting into 3D printing. I feel like maybe the Launchpad was like one of the first things that we had.
Well, so this one's an interesting story. So this is the Launchpad designed kind of to fit a bunch of the tools that go in our Burrito Grande.
Yeah.
So you can have Torx tool, lunar lube, aluminum ruler, strop, put your spare parts in here, and then you can put 10 micro Weehaw bits and 10 1/4 inch Weehaw bits. And it was originally designed, we wanted to put it on a swivel and then make it out of aluminum, which, because that would be sweet.
Yeah.
We ended up quoting it, and this thing would have been like $100 desk caddy. So we decided, let's just 3D print it.
Yeah.
And then, around the same time, we did the knife stand, which I'll show you how it works.
Yeah.
You just use that clip. So.
I've seen some people, I wouldn't call it knocking off because it's on Maker World and stuff like that, but I would say like, you know, making different versions of the knife stand that we've already made.
Yeah, the first one I
interesting.
saw, they just like took the file and took the logos off.
Took the logos off.
Oh, well, it's going to happen.
That does happen. Sweet. How about the silhouette there?
Oh, yeah. So this is another one that's coming. The first day, this actually like warmed my heart. The first day of the Kickstarter, somebody commented and was like, will there be a silhouette?
Yes.
And I was like, yes, somebody actually uses those.
Yes.
Because we go through and we make 3D files of all of our knives so that you can 3D print them and see how it feels in your hand before you buy. So I think it's better than like a return policy because you don't even have to buy it in the first place.
Yes, for sure.
know?
Plus, if you're a 3D printer, it gives you something to print, right?
Exactly.
Like it's fun as well.
Exactly.
So.
I love to 3D print. I'm always looking for something fun.
Yes, sir. Right on. Sweet. Well, that was other stuff that Matt designed. Matt, awesome job, dude. It's been such a fun experience to be here and watch you grow and work your way through all of this stuff. So
it is pretty cool to have kind of a physical record of your design learning.
Well, especially the way we do it here, like behind the camera, there's like a whole wall of history. I'm sure that we'll make some shadow boxes for the process that went into the OCT and all of that stuff. So yeah, you're going to be taken care of over there as well, which is super fun. So sweet. I think the last thing we're into here is fresh prints. Let's talk about some 3D printing.
Let's talk about some fresh prints.
Yes.
So this is kind of we haven't talked about it at all. It's not released.
No, we haven't.
This is kind of something like, if you guys want it, we'll make it available.
Yeah.
I whipped this up the couple last days. It is a display for our brass tags.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, we give out a brass tag at pretty much every blade show.
Correct.
I think we're on our 5th blade show. With a
Yeah,
brass
maybe
tag.
4 or 5. So from
Yeah.
the last 4 or 5, and then we also do them for every Kickstarter.
Every Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And there's a slot for one more. So stretch goals coming for the OCT. It might already be out by now.
I haven't even seen this before. I mean, I saw it on your desk earlier, but like it looks to me like you're making it maybe stackable or something like that.
So it's modular. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to see, but it's got some dovetails on the back.
Yeah.
So as you get more brass tags, you can just print another one, add it on there,
Make more and more.
add more rows. So if you want to collect them all, they're still coming out.
Very cool. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff. I feel like we don't say that enough maybe. And thanks so much to Fitz for joining us on his
Thanks
first
for
ever
having me.
Knafs at Night episode.
Yeah, thanks, Austin. It's been great.
Great. And we'll see you guys next time.